I'm 60 and I hosted a dinner party. Now, you'd think after 6 decades, I'd have the art of entertaining guests down to a fine science, right? Wrong. This particular evening went down in the annals of family history as the Great Allergy Fiasco, and it was nothing short of a comedic masterpiece if you love chaos, drama, and a little bit of pure pandemonium. It all began with the best intentions. I decided it was high time to throw a dinner party, not just any dinner party, but a classy gathering with good food, better company, and copious amounts of laughter. I spent days planning the menu, scouring recipes, and practicing my signature cocktail. The guest list was curated carefully: friends, neighbors, and a few family members. What I failed to do? Ask the crucial question: does anyone have allergies? Rookie mistake number 1. The day of the party, my kitchen was a whirlwind of activity. The aroma of garlic, herbs, and freshly baked bread filled the house. I was on cloud 9, humming along to my favorite tunes while tossing around bell peppers, nuts, shellfish. You name it, it was on my 5-star menu. I was determined to impress. The guests started to arrive, all smiles and compliments about the cozy decor and inviting atmosphere. I ushered everyone to the dining table, which was beautifully set, complete with candles flickering just right, and a centerpiece that would put Martha Stewart to shame. With a triumphant smile, I announced, "Dinner is served," and passed around the plates. The first bites were met with enthusiastic mms and delicious. I beamed, feeling like the hostess with the mostest. And then it began, the sneezing. First, it was mild, just a polite little achoo from Betty, my longtime friend. Next came Harold, scratching his arm and looking slightly red. Then Tom started fanning his face like he was about to take flight. The whole room transformed into what resembled a sneeze symphony, a cacophony of sniffles, coughs, and frantic glances toward the food. It was then I realized my colossal oversight. Betty was allergic to peanuts, very severely. Harold was sensitive to shellfish. Tom, bless his soul, couldn't tolerate dairy. And me? I was a wreck just watching all this unfold because I had proudly crafted a menu featuring everything they feared. Panic mode turned on. Someone knocked over a glass of wine. I tried desperately to salvage the situation by passing around napkins and water, which only seemed to add to the frenzy. The cats, sensing the frenzy, began darting under tables, adding to the chaos. My husband, ever the calm one, tried to calm the guests with jokes, but even he was sneezing by the end. In the midst of all this, my neighbor Judy stood up and waved her arms like a conductor. "Okay, everybody, allergy attack or not, this calls for emergency dessert." She grabbed the bowl of ice cream, dairy-free thankfully, and began passing it around. The mood lightened just a bit, and then the pièce de résistance happened. As if the allergies weren't enough, my youngest grandson decided this was the perfect moment to reenact his favorite superhero battle right underneath the chandelier. He swung from the chairs, knocked over the candle centerpiece, and sent flickering flames dangerously close to my grandpa's vintage napkins. You can imagine the gasp that followed. Luckily, my husband was quick on his feet and grabbed a thick jacket to smother the little flame. The kids cheered as if this was part of the show, and I was left standing there, wide-eyed, wondering if I had accidentally walked onto the set of a reality TV show. When the dust settled, everyone was fine, though several guests had unleashed a new wave of sneezes and sniffles. Amidst the chaos, though, there were hearty laughs, shared stories about food mishaps, and a newfound appreciation for peanut-free, shellfish-free, dairy-free menus. As the party wrapped up, I vowed to become an allergy detective before my next gathering. I even joked that my future parties would require a medical briefing and possibly hazmat suits. Now, whenever family or friends gather around my table, the Great Allergy Fiasco story gets retold with embellishments involving flying napkins, heroic flame extinguishing, and of course, the orchestra of sneezes. What started as a disaster turned into one of the most memorable, uproarious nights of all our lives, and proof that sometimes The best dinners are the ones with a side of chaos. So if you ever get invited to one of my dinner parties, bring your tissues, your antacids, and your sense of humor. Because at 60, and after surviving the allergy apocalypse, I've learned that sometimes the secret ingredient to a great party isn't the food, it's the laughs we share when everything goes spectacularly wrong.